In this video, I'll be explaining you about how to find HCF of a given set of numbers under module 1. Before understanding how to find HCF of a given set of numbers, first let's understand the meaning of HCF. HCF means highest common factor. Let's understand this word by word. First, let's understand what a factor is. Let me take a number, say 18. A number is said to be a factor of 18 if and only if it divides 18 completely without leaving any remainder. Such numbers are called factors of the number 18. Let's check if 1 is a factor of 18. So 1 should divide 18 completely without leaving any remainder. Let's check if 1 divides 18 completely or not. So 1 18s gives us 18. So we get remainder as 0. Therefore 1 is a factor of 18. Let's check if 2 is a factor of 18. 2 to be a factor of 18, 2 should divide 18 completely without leaving any remainder. So 2 is the divisor, 18 is the dividend. 2 nines are 18. So again we get remainder as 0. So therefore 2 is also a factor of 18 because 2 divides 18 completely without leaving any remainder. Let's check if 3 is a factor of the number 18. 3 is the divisor, 18 is the dividend. 3 6 are 18. Again we get 0 as the remainder. Therefore 3 divides 18 completely. Hence 3 is a factor of 18. Let's check if 4 is a factor of 18. 4 is the divisor, 18 is the dividend. 4 4s are 16. So we get 2 as the remainder. We don't get 0 as the remainder. Therefore 4 is not a factor of the number 18. So the number 1, 2, 3. These are some of the factors of number 18. I hope you all have understood the meaning of factor. Let me take two numbers. Let me take 18 itself. The second number as 24. Now let us list out all the factors of 18 and 24 horizontally. First let's take 18. So what are the factors of 18? Factors means the numbers which divide 18 completely without leaving any remainder. So 1 is a factor of 18, 2 is also a factor of 18, 3 also divides 18 completely, 4 doesn't divide, we just checked in the previous example, 5 also doesn't divide, 6 divides, 6 is a factor of 18 because 6 3s are 18, then 7 doesn't divide, 8 doesn't divide, 9 divides 18 because 9 2s are 18 and 18 itself divides 18. So these are the factors of 18. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. So these are the factors of the number 18. Now let's see the factors of the number 24. So 1 divides 24 because 1 into 24 gives you 24. Then 2 divides, 12 2s are 24. 3 divides, 3 8s are 24. So 3 is a divisor. 4 divides because 6 4s are 24. Then 5 doesn't divide, 6 divides because 6 4s are 24. 7 doesn't divide, 8 divides because 8 3s are 24. Then 9 doesn't divide, 10 doesn't divide, 11 doesn't divide, 12 divides because 12 2s are 24 and the number 24 itself divides 24. Now these are the factors of the number 24. So starting with 1, so we have arranged all the factors in ascending order. Now if you notice 1 will always be a factor of any number and the number itself will be a factor of the number. So here 1 is a factor and the number itself is a factor. Now let's circle the common factors. Now 1 is a common factor. The reason is 1 is a factor of both 18 and 24. Therefore, 1 is a common factor. 2 is also a common factor. 2 is a factor of 18 as well as 24. Therefore, 2 is a common factor. 3 is also a common factor because 3 is a factor of 18 as well as 24. So 4 is not a common factor. The reason is 4 is a factor of 24, but it is not a factor of 18. But if you notice, 6 is a factor. 6 is a common factor because 6 is a factor of 18 as well as 24. Then we have 9. 9 is not a common factor because 9 is not a factor of 24. Therefore, it's not common. Similarly, 4 is not common. 18 is not common. 8 is not a common factor. 12 is not a common factor. 24 is not a common factor. So, let's list out the common factors in the next line. Common factors of 18 and 24 are, what are the common factors? 1, 2, 3 and 6. Now these four numbers are the common factors of 18 and 24. Now the highest common factor, the highest number, that is 6, is called highest common factor. So basically you need to choose the highest number of this particular common factor set. So the highest number is 6, therefore highest common factor is 6. That is HCF of 18 and 24. So this is one of the methods to find the HCF of a given set of numbers. But when we take bigger numbers, the bigger number might have more than 10 or more than 20 or even more than 40 factors. In that case, it will take a lot of time for us to list out all the 40 factors. Therefore, we have two more methods which help us in getting the HCF of a given set of numbers in fewer steps. The first method is prime factor method, and the second method is division method. First, let's see how this prime factor method works and helps us in getting the HCF of a given set of numbers. But before understanding the method, first we need to know the meaning of prime number. So what are prime numbers? Prime numbers. So what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are the natural numbers which have 1 and itself as the only factors. In other words, the numbers which are divisible by only 1 and the number itself. Such numbers are called prime numbers. Example: 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number, 11 is a prime number, 13 is a prime number, 17 is a prime number, 19 is a prime number, and so on. So we can, like this, we can find prime numbers. And why these numbers are called prime? The reason is, if you consider 2 is divisible by only 1 and the number 2 itself. 3 is divisible by only 1 and the number 3 itself. No other number apart from 1 and 3 divides the number 3. And 5 is divisible by 1, 5 is divisible by 5, but apart from 1 and 5, no other number divides 5. Therefore 5 is a prime number. And let's go to 7. 7 is divisible by 1 and it is also divisible by 7, but apart from 1 and 7, no other number divides 7. Similarly, 11 is divisible by 1 and 11 itself, and no other number apart from 1 and 11 divides 11. Similarly with 13, 17 and 19. The only common factors of these numbers are 1 and the number itself. Therefore, these numbers do come under the category of prime. So 2 is the least prime number. The next prime number is 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 9, 17, 19, and you can list the prime numbers like this. But while listing, you need to consider the numbers which have only two factors, the number itself and the number 1. Now let's see how this prime factor method helps us in getting the HCF of a given set of numbers. Prime factor method. Let us consider the same two numbers, 18 and 24. The first thing that you need to do in prime factor method is to consider one of the numbers. So let me consider 18. So we need to divide this 18 by the least prime number. So we need to pick the least prime number that divides 18. So we have 2 as a prime number, 3 is the next prime number, 5 the next prime number, 7, 11 and so on. So 2 is the least prime number. So we will check if 2 divides 18. So 2 divides 18, therefore we can begin with 2. So 2 9s are 18. So we can't proceed with this process because 2 doesn't divide 9. Therefore we can't continue further with the number 2. So we will have to catch hold of another prime number. So let's check if 3 divides 9. So 3 divides 9, therefore we can continue the process with the number 3. 3 3s are 9. We can still continue with 3 because 3 divides 3. 3 1s are 3. Similarly, we will follow the same process for the number 24. So let's write 24. So let's check if 2 divides 24. 2 divides 24, therefore we can start with the number prime number 2. 12 2s are 24. We can still continue with 2 because 2 divides 12. 2 6 are 12. We can still continue with the prime number 2 because 2 divides 6. 2 3s are 6. We cannot continue with the number 2 further because 2 doesn't divide 3. So let's check the next prime number 3. So 3 divides 3. Therefore we can continue the process with the prime number 3. 3 1s are 3. After doing this, we need to map the common prime numbers on both the sides. So let me consider 2. So 2 is a prime number here, and this prime number should be mapped to the prime number on the right hand side. Now, and you need to map in such a way that both the numbers are same. So you will be mapping the same numbers. So 2 gets mapped to 2 on the right hand side. So 2 is mapped to 2. Next is 3 we have, and do we have a 3 on the right hand side? We have a 3. So 3 is mapped to 3 only. You cannot map it to any other number. 3 has to be mapped to 3 on the right hand side. Now 3 we have on the left hand side. Do we have 3 on the right hand side? So we can't consider, we have 3 but we cannot consider this prime number 3 because it's been mapped already. So this unmapped 3, do we have any 3 on the right hand side which has not been mapped yet? So we have 3 on the left hand side, but on the right hand side we don't have 3 which has not been mapped yet. So therefore we can't map this 3 because we don't have 3 on the right hand side. Similarly, we have 2 on the right hand side, but we don't have 2 on the left hand side. We have this 2 but we can't consider because it's been mapped already. Therefore this 2 cannot be mapped with any number on the left hand side. Similarly, this 2 cannot be mapped with any number on the left hand side. So after doing this, so we have mapped all the common prime numbers. So write down the numbers, the common numbers or the mapped numbers 2 and 3. So 3 into 2 or 2 into 3, multiply the numbers, that will give you a number, that is number 6, and that will be our HCF of 18 and 24. So the previous method also gave us 6 as the HCF of the numbers 18 and 24, and this method also gave us 6 as the HCF of the numbers 18 and 24. Let's solve another problem using prime factor method. Let us use three numbers now. So problem number 2. So let me take three numbers: 40, 96 and 120. So I have taken three numbers: 40, 96 and 120, and we need to find the HCF of these three numbers. So HCF of three numbers. So let us use prime factor method to find the HCF of these three numbers. Like I said before, the first thing that you need to do is you need to consider any one of the numbers. So I'll consider 40 first. So 40. So we need to start with the least prime number that divides 40. So 2 divides 40, so I can start with 2. 2 20s are 40. We can still continue with 2 because 2 divides 20. 2 10s are 20. We can still continue with 2 because 2 divides 10. 2 5s are 10. We can't proceed with 2 further because 2 doesn't divide 5. So we have to check for another prime number. 3 doesn't divide 5, therefore we need to choose 5 itself. So 5 1s are 5. Similarly, we will follow the same process for the remaining two numbers. So let me write 96. So we will start with the least prime number. So does 2 divide 96? Yes, it does. So we will start with 2. So 2 1s are 48s are 2 24s are 48. We can still continue with 2. 2 12s are 24. 2 6 are 12. 2 3s are 6. So we can't continue with 2 further because 2 doesn't divide 3. So 3, we need to continue with 3. 3 1s are 3. Similarly for the number 120, we'll start with 2 because 2 divides 120. 2 60s are 120. 2 30s are 60. 2 15s are 30. We can't continue with 2 further because 2 doesn't divide 15. So let's check if the next prime number 3 divides 15. 3 divides 15. So we can continue the process with the number 3. 3 5s are 15. We can't continue with 3 further because 3 doesn't divide 5. So we will have to take 5. 5 1s are 5. After doing this, like I said before, we need to map the common prime numbers of each number, that is 46, 96 and 120. So let's map. So we have 2 here and we have 1 2 here and this 2. So let me draw horizontal line to connect these 3 2's. Next, let's check if this 2 can be mapped. So yeah, we have a 2 on for 40. Again for 48 we have another 2, and again for 60 we have another 2. So we can map the 3 2's. So can we still map the remaining 2's? Let's check. So we have 1 2 for 40, again one more 2 for 96, again one more 2 for the number 120. So all the 3 numbers are mapped. Now can we map 5? We can't because here we have 5, here also we have 5, but here do we have 5? We don't have 5, so we can't map 5. Then here we have 2, excuse me, here we have 2, but here we don't have 2 because we have 2 but all the 3 2's are been mapped already, so we can't consider the mapped ones. Unmapped ones only we need to consider. So we have 2 which is not mapped yet, and we have only 3 and 5 which are not been mapped yet, so we can't connect them because they are not same. And similarly here on the right hand side, on the left hand side you have 5 alone, there's no 2, so hence we can't map the numbers anymore. So we can't map the numbers anymore, so we will have to stop with this. Yeah, so let us write the common prime numbers. So we need to pick only one. Okay, so this chain is there, no, so we need to pick only 1 2 from this chain. The second chain we need to pick only 1 2. Third chain we need to pick only 1 2. Here also we picked one number from each chain. So this chain has, so we picked one number from this chain and we picked 1 3 from this chain. So then we multiplied the numbers and we got the HCF. Similarly here, so we will be picking one number from each chain. So first chain, so I'll pick only one number, that is 2, into one number from the second chain, again 2, one number from the third chain, again 2. So when we multiply these three 2's, we get 8 as the number, and that is our HCF. So HCF of 40, 96 and 120. Next, so we'll begin with the next method, that is second method, division method. Let's see how this division method works and helps us in getting the HCF of a given set of numbers. Let us consider the same example, 18 and 24. The first thing that you need to do in division method is you need to consider the least number as the divisor and the next number as the dividend. So the least number is considered as the divisor and the next number is considered as the dividend. So 24 will be the dividend, 18 will be the divisor. So 18 ones are 18, so we get 6 as the remainder. So we cannot stop this division process, we need to continue this division process, but with a logic, and the logic is the remainder 6 will become the divisor in the next step, and the previous divisor 18, the previous step's divisor 18 will become the dividend in the next step. That is 6 will become the divisor and this 18 will become the dividend in the next step. So we get 18 here. Now 6 3s are 18, so we get 18 and we get remainder as 0. So we stop this division process only when we get remainder as 0. Now this is the last step of this division process. The divisor of the last step will be the HCF of the given numbers. I repeat, when we stop the division process, the last step is this, and the divisor of the last step, that is number 6, will be the HCF of the given numbers. The divisor of the last step is the HCF of 18 and the number 24. Let us take another example. So second problem, let's take the same numbers, same three numbers which we took in the previous method, 40, 96 and 120. So we need to find the HCF of these three numbers using division method. Now when we have three numbers, first thing that we need to do is we need to pick any two numbers. It's up to you. You can pick 40 and 60, you can pick 96 and 120, you can pick 40 and 120. It's up to you. You can pick any two numbers. When you have more than two numbers, you need to pick any two numbers. Okay, so here let me pick 40 and 96. Now, so 40 and 96 are the two numbers that I have picked. So the least number is considered as the divisor. The next number, the bigger number, is considered as the dividend. Now 42s are 80 and we get a remainder of 16. We can't stop this division process here because 16 is it's 16 is not equal to 0, so the remainder is not 0. We still have to continue this process. So like I said in the previous example, this number 16 acts as the divisor, and the previous step's divisor will act as the dividend in the next step. So 16 will be the divisor and 40 will act as the dividend. So this 40 comes here and 16 will act as the divisor. Now 16 ones are 16, so 16 twos are gives us 32. So 40 minus 32, we get 8 as the remainder. So we can't stop this division process because this 8 is not 0. So we need to continue this process until we get 0 as the remainder. Since 8 is not equal to 0, we need to continue this division process. Like I said, 8 becomes the divisor now, and the previous step's divisor will become the dividend in the next step. So 16 is the previous step's divisor, and that will become the dividend in the next step. So 16 becomes the dividend. Now 8 is the divisor and 16 is the dividend. So 8 twos are 16 and we get 0 here in the step. Now so we end the division process here because we get 0 when we divide 16 by 8. Now this is the last step of the division process. So the last divisor or the divisor of the last step will be the HCF of the numbers 40 and 96. So this will be the HCF of 40 and 96. So we still haven't completed the problem. So in the next step, what we will do is we will consider the HCF of 40 and 96, that is 8 in the next step. So we write 8 and we consider the number which we did not pick in the beginning. So we did not take this 120 in the beginning. So now we will be taking that 120. So let's write 120. So the HCF of 40 and 96, that is 8, and the number that we did not pick or that we did not take in the beginning. Now we will have to perform the division operation or division method on these two numbers. So let's begin with the method. So 8 is the least number, so it is considered as the divisor, and 120 is the bigger number, it is considered as the dividend. So 8 15s are 120. So we get 0 in the first step itself. Now the first step itself will be the last step. Now since 8 divides 120 completely and we get 0 as the remainder, the division process is stopped, and the divisor of this last step or the step that where you get remainder as 0, that divisor will be the HCF. So the number 8 will be the HCF of 40, 96 and the number 120. So no matter which method you use, you will get the same HCF.